What's going on is Anton from AntonDaniels.com. I appreciate you guys for continuing to rock with me, but I just got home off of an early morning flight, right? First thing through the door, I want to see my family. I love my family. You know, I'm a family man. I'm an advocate. Second thing, I got to get that hot shower because I got to throw the threads on. The threads make me feel like $1,000,000, but the third thing through my mind and all throughout the trip is that I gotta have that Tej pack. Tej makes my life uncomplicated. It's uncomplicated skincare for men. The first way that I started specifically was their level 1 system. It's a daily face wash to get rid of the dirt and grime on your skin. 2 times per week exfoliating scrub to get rid of the dead skin cells. An AM moisturizer with SPF 20 because you should always be protecting your skin from the sun, and a PM moisturizer to help your skin stay hydrated and healthy throughout the night. Here's the thing. My favorite part about Tej Henley is that every box comes with an instruction card that tells you when to use each product, how much to use, and in what order. They really making the process of achieving and maintaining amazing skin for men uncomplicated. In addition to amazing skin, members of Tej Henley get tons of benefits, including at least 20% off the retail price, the ability to customize your box, exclusive monthly deals, you can pause and cancel at any time, and you get free shipping. And because Tej Henley is sponsoring today's video, they're offering my viewers an amazing deal, right? Just click the first link in the description and you get 30% off your first box, plus a free gift. It's an amazing deal. You got to get started today. You're not out here trying to look like a Dusty. And if you travel as much as I do, which I'm sure most people don't, but you know me, I'm pushing my bag chasers in order to be in the top 5%, top 10%, top 1%. We got to make our lives uncomplicated, and Tej Henley is no better product. You got to look good. You got to smell good. And you can't be looking like a Dusty. Make sure you get started today. Click the link in the description. Get that Tej pack. Feel the Tej, my friends. What's going on is Anton from AntonDaniels.com. I appreciate everybody for continuing to rock with me. It is Wednesday, February 22nd, 2023, year of our Lord. The year is going fast, ladies and gentlemen. The year is going fast. We already done with, or practically done with, Black History Month. We're already practically done with Black History Month, ladies and gentlemen. So if you have not celebrated all of your Black heroes, I'm not even sure any of you have any Black heroes. I'm not sure that we have any Black heroes in the community, which kind of speaks to the theme of the show today, right? Who are our heroes? Who are the people that we laud? Why do we follow them? Is it because they're entertaining? Is it because we used to seeing them on our TVs and our monitors and our screens and our mobile devices? Who are the people that we follow on a regular basis? But before we get started into the show, you know how we do it, ladies and gentlemen. Let me go ahead and tap into the chat and see what you guys are talking about specifically. Shout out to Big Suggs. I appreciate you. Tay Biz TV is in the building. Got my dog Kojak. What up? Q. I'm going to start calling her Petty Q. Instead of pedicure, we got Petty Q in the building. Shout out to Petty Q. I think she liked that name on the low. It says, I think this might be the hump day episode we all need. Oh, yeah. You know I'm going to bring y'all that energy every day. Shout out to Ray. Ray, listen. Of all of the people that's been rocking with me for an extended period of time, Ray gives me more, let's just say constructive criticism. Ray gives me more constructive criticism than any, because you know what they say. They don't say, well, man, Anton is early today. Ray don't say that. Ray only highlights the bad. Ray, that is the characteristics of a bad leader. Let me turn it around on you off of me being late. That's the characteristics of a bad leader, Ray. Because when you only acknowledge the bad, but you never acknowledge the good, then you disincentivize what people would want to do as far as how it is that they would want to work for you exponentially, Ray. We gotta give just as much credit as Ray don't give no credit. I'm gonna drop the link for y'all that came up today. We back in the studio. Shout out to Treese is in the building. Alvanessa, I appreciate you. My dog, Classy Beats. The Alexander. Centennial G. Let me see. Ramon Sims says it's about to go down. Never Hungry Again. I like that name. I like that. Never Hungry Again. T-Mac, Florida Boy, Mel Duke is in the building. Sabrina, how you doing, love? Randy, I love you, Randy. Oh my God, my beautiful goddess, beautiful disaster is here. I'm gonna have to be on my best behavior today. Shout out to Beautiful Disaster, Levi Apparel, D Got Sauce, S Chanel, Batman 4000 plus 11 is in the building. Lester AMG and my dog Classy Beats with the first super chat of the day with the fireball. Says salute AD and the Bag Chasers. Salute to all of my friends, my family. The Bag Chasers is in the building. I am dropping an exclusive today because me and Q will not be live streaming with the Q&A show, but I might do a double up, right? Because they say it's an ice storm. I just got back last night from 85 plus degree weather into an ice storm here in Metro Detroit. I might do double duty since I'm going to be locked up in the studio, grinding, hustling, getting it, doing what it is that we do on a regular basis. I might do double duty. I might do a live stream on the Anton Daniels channel, giving y'all some insight information. I don't know what the subject will be yet, but I'm definitely dropping a Patreon exclusive video today. So let's do a little bit of housekeeping while we at it. If you're not a part of the Patreon, you know what to do. You know what to do. I'm only talking to the new people when I say if you're not a part of the Patreon, because I'm not going to force you to drink. I can lead you to the water. I can also show you that all of the water is good and great to drink and how beneficial it is for you and all of that other type of stuff. But if you decide that you want to go about doing it your way, I'm cool with that. This is for anybody new that replays this, that rewatches it, that is not familiar with who it is that we are and what it is that we do over at the Bag Chasers. So Bag Chasers, that's the Patreon. The link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. Q said we need a meetup vote. Maybe I'll set that up today. I see you in the chat. Q getting active today. Okay, Petty Q in the building. That's my heart right there. You say anything about Q, it's almost like you saying it against me myself. That is treason. Okay. I'm going to be reading super chats throughout the day. In the Patreon, we do some pretty phenomenal things. We drop exclusive interviews. We do meetups. We do build a business. We do webinars. I give you the game on how it is that you can leverage what it is that you already have in your tool set in order to become great. Great in your marriage, great in your finances, great in your business, also in your networking. We do some pretty incredible things over at the Bag Chaser. So if you're not a member, I would encourage you to do so. We don't sell courses. We don't do special, you got to pay this extra cost or anything like that. Basically, you join the Bag Chasers. The only thing that's available at this point is the $15 tier. And if you do, you unlock every single thing within the Bag Chasers, but you get invited to the special meetups. We do meetups all throughout the year, once a month. You also get access to the webinars, the mastermind sessions, the uncensored interviews, and we do a lot of special things and we come up with new ideas every year. Sometimes I do invest in your business where I have people pitch me and then I give you seed money to be able to start your business. It's a lot of great things that we do inside of the Bag Chasers. There is no special group of people, let alone Patreon, that is more incredible than what it is that we do at the Bag Chasers, and we're growing. So we would love for you to be a part of it. If you have not already, make sure you hit a like for the YouTube algorithm, subscribe, and turn on your notifications. But we would love for you to be a part of it if you aren't already and you're looking for a group of people that's going in the direction that you're going in. Join the Patreon, and then in any of the descriptions of any of the most recent videos, we have the Discord, the link to the Discord, where a lot of our members like to congregate, talk about different subjects, and then we mine out different things based off of what it is that you're there for. You could be there for tech. You could be there for training. You could be there for government contracts. You could be there for a lot of different things. So if you have not already, now is a perfect time for you to be able to find your tribe, find a group of people that's going in the direction that you're going in, because your family is not your blood. Your family is the people that's going in the direction that you're going in. All right. So in addition to that, shout out to the Alpha Juice Company. We got the discount codes in the description for you to be able to tap into your Alpha Juice Company. Do not order it unless you enter in the discount code. Discount code Anton, Anton10, and Anton25. All of the descriptions for the discount code is down in the description. So tap into that. So again, if you have not already, make sure you hit a like for the YouTube algorithm again. It's free. Subscribe to the channel. We cook up every Monday through Friday. Every Monday through Friday. Sometimes we pivot the times, but for the most part, we cook up every Monday through Friday, 11:30 Eastern. Yesterday, I live streamed early because I had to go and catch a flight. But we do some phenomenal things over here at the Bag Chasers University. So let's get into the show, shall we? Can we get into the show, ladies and gentlemen? All right, so before we deep dive into Ciara, before we deep dive into T.I. and Boosie, before we deep dive into corporate landlords, because I like to give you the entertainment, I also like to make sure that you get the game so that you can leverage what it is that we're talking about to get richer, to become more successful, to become more financially sound, to grow out of the middle class that's going away anyway. I'm very, very, very confused. I'm incredibly confused, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to read the super chat shortly. I appreciate everybody that's holding me down. I see y'all. I see you, Mark, man. I see you, Kingdom Minded 1121. I also see you, Levi Apparel. I'm absolutely going to acknowledge every single super chat that people give me throughout the show, because you are the ones that support what it is that we do over here. And I do not, and I cannot not acknowledge you because I appreciate you. But I'm very, very confused. And the reason that I'm confused is because why is everybody complaining about the possibility of going back into work? Simple question. Nothing overly complicated. I'm a C student. Why is everybody complaining about the possibility of going back into work? Have we gotten so spoiled to where we are going to complain whether we got a job or we don't have a job, whether we go to work or we work from home, whether we got a woman or we don't have a woman, whether or not we're live streaming or we dropping videos, whether or not you're black or you white? We live in the most coddled society. Thank you, Uncle Tom. I'm definitely going to read your super chat. We live in the most coddled society that I've ever seen in my entire life. It's no reason whatsoever, based off of what it is that I see communicated on a regular basis. I'm a black man. I'm only 5'7", right? If I go by what it is that I see in both real life and on the internet, if I go by what it is that I see and what I hear is communicated on a regular basis, let me tell you what I'm supposed to be like, right? I'm not supposed to be married, possibly have a baby mama. Certainly am not supposed to be having a kid within wedlock and be married for 19 years. For those of you that are new, I have been married for over 19 years. I'm not supposed to have this Rolex on. I'm not supposed to be driving the cars that I drive. And this is very impromptu. This is not planned. This is just, I don't know what I'm going to say in the morning when I say it. I just know how I'm going to communicate it based off of my experiences. I'm not supposed to have a Benz. Nope. Not supposed to have an S-Class. Certainly not supposed to have a Porsche. Electric take-in. Impossible. I'm supposed to be in prison. I'm supposed to be dead. I'm not supposed to have no money. I'm not supposed to have a bunch of real estate. A tribe? What do you mean you got a tribe? Patreon members? They love you? Wait a minute. Everybody is against black men. I'm supposed to be hated on, sated against, the system, systematic oppression. Somehow it skipped over me and it landed at the next guy or the guy after that. I got lucky. Systematic and oppression skipped over me and it landed on everybody else. I'm not supposed to be rocking with the Alpha Juice Company. I'm not supposed to be riding first class everywhere I go. Everything that I've done, and every time I try to explain how it is that you can be more successful on an individual level, let alone how it is that you can implement it. Thank you, Q. I'm going to read your super chat shortly. People always tell me that I'm lucky or that it's a unicorn situation. My wife is not supposed to be submissive. My daughter is not supposed to not have trauma. She's supposed to be sitting with a therapist all through the rest of her life. In every situation, I'm supposed to be destroyed. Is it like divine order? Is it that I'm just super lucky? Is it that it's a unicorn that's riding my wave or something like that? How is it that I've been able to avoid all of the disastrous situations, even though I'm not the most talented, I'm not the fastest, I can't dunk, I'm not a rapper, I'm not an actor. Somehow I've been able to make it into corporate America. Somehow I've been able to work my way up all the way up into the executive offices in corporate America. I've been able to start businesses. I've been successful in that. I have a lot of real estate. I'm not even supposed to be successful on YouTube. I didn't even want to do YouTube. YouTube was an opportunity for me to vet out and then also document the journey while using it in order to market myself more effectively in corporate America. How is it that I'm able to do all of this? Is everything in my life just circumstantial as far as me being lucky? No, I'm very, very curious because every single time that I explain to somebody, and usually it only happens when I'm giving out free information. For people that get coaching calls, they then say, Anton, and you've seen it on this show. Y'all see it inside of the Bag Chasers. I show y'all my W-2s. I show y'all my brokerage accounts. I show y'all my bank accounts. I take you through my properties. I show you the land that I buy and all of this other type of stuff. You hear from people that say, hey, Anton, I doubled and tripled my income. Hey, Anton, my relationship is great now. Hey, you a great person to be networking with. I just recently got some government contracts. Is it just us? Because now I know that it's not me. Now that I have a tribe, now that I'm rocking with a group of people that's going in the direction that I'm going in, I guess we all just got lucky, and I guess we all just anomalies. Are we like, somebody said elitist? Do we look down on people and then say that you can't do it, or who do you think? I'm so confused. I am very, very confused. But let me tell you what your real problem is before we get into the show. Your real problem is that you're lazy, you're dumb, you're stupid, you're voluntarily ignorant, you don't want to do the thing that's in your best interest, you have no control over yourself, you don't have any self-control, you don't have any dick discipline. People don't like you because you're an asshole to be around in real life, and we're not talking about on the internet. We talking about you're the person that comes into work late every day, skating on by and blaming the white man, even though you don't even know any white people specifically, and you don't even know that the company that you work for is a publicly owned company, meaning that the shareholders are the owners. You have an opportunity to get ownership, but no, you can't get ownership because you too busy trying to go to Tulum on a credit card. You too busy. I got an email yesterday where somebody said, and I swear to God on my life, I would never say who it is. I'm never going to give the email address or none of that, right? But I got an email yesterday, last night. I get off the plane. I check my email. You know how you get all your notifications when you land in or whatever, when it comes off of airplane mode. And the guy says, Anton, I need you to help me get a debt consolidation loan. I have horrible credit, under 550. I make over $110,000 a year. I need a debt consolidation loan. And so, first of all, I am not a lender for debt consolidation. Secondly, I don't subscribe to the idea of living under duress, so I can't help you. Third, what are you doing making $110,000 a year, but you need a debt consolidation loan? I'll tell you why. You guys are not focused. You go into school, you pick the worst curriculums to be able to study. You try to skate by because you're using college as an opportunity for you to get buzzed down instead of using it as an opportunity in order to propel yourself into something greater. You get outperformed by everybody. And it's not because you're dumb. It's not because you don't know. It's not because you're stupid. It's because you don't apply yourself. You apply yourself to figuring out how it is that you can move that weight. You know every single rap song by heart, but you can't read a book. Your kids are practically stupid because you can't even help them with their 4th grade homework because you're still reading at a 3rd grade level. You can't even read the math problem, let alone do the equation. What's y equals mx plus b? What's rise over run? How do you find the y-intercept? No, you don't know. You don't know. You don't know because this type of math ain't going to even apply to my life. And then you want to come to me for shortcuts. Let me tell you something. When you get a coaching call with me, email me at antondaniels413@gmail.com. I do not do business over Instagram. I don't do business over TikTok. When you get a coaching session with me, when you reach out to me, I am going to explain something to you very clear. I am an equal accountability smoke giver, meaning that I'm going to congratulate you when you do things good. I'm going to hold you accountable when you do things bad. I am not interested in hearing your excuses, and I will not give you any shortcuts on how you can get to the bag quickly. I am going to give you the blueprint. I am going to lengthen the process for you to be successful in order for you to learn the lessons, because it's important to have character and it's important to be a good person along with actually getting the bag. It's not going to go the way that you think it's going to go. If you think that you're going to coach me on coaching you, don't send me an email. I'm not interested in talking to you. I am not the one. I'm not the one. I need every person that's a part of this live stream right now. I need every person that rock with me. I need every person that tap into the Millionaire Morning Show. I need every person that continues to want to get out of the middle class. Notice I didn't say get out of poverty, because I don't believe in even speaking to people that's in poverty. You're not even in a space to where we can have this conversation. You need to go back to Dave Ramsey, tap into my guy Pocket Watching with JT. He's going to give you the game on how you don't need to be a scammer in order to be successful. And then once you pass the Dave Ramsey level, and that they take you through the baby steps of making sure that you pay off your debt first before you start to invest in all of that, then you come over to me and you say, Anton, how is it that we're able to network more effectively in order to make sure that we get to the highest levels in corporate America? Anton, how can I expand my business, and how can I make sure that I'm aligning myself with the right people that then put me in a position to get the promotion, and I'm not walking in here looking like a fool, smelling like weed, and my hair look like I'm in a Trick Daddy video, and then telling them that they need to make sure that they accommodate me because I'm a part of the diversity, inclusion, and equity team. Don't come to me with no BS. I'm not the one. Call me what you want. Call me a coon. Call me a sellout. Make sure you call me rich too. Make sure you call me a unicorn. Make sure you call me successful. Make sure you tell me that I'm married for 20 years successfully, but nobody else can do it, even though I tell you that I have the blueprint on how it is that you can be successfully married. I'm not interested in going forward. If in 2023, and I told y'all going into 2023, if in 2023 you did not do or take the steps necessary in order to prepare yourself, to propel yourself to be successful in this year, and it's already almost March, and you still talking about, I need to get myself together, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and file my taxes. Hey, how do I go in H&R Block, or how do I go to Bonquisha's tax service in order to get me some more money? We got a problem. We got a problem. You don't want it. You lazy. You stupid. You dumb. You're ignorant. I'm going to tell you the things that your father should have told you. You're for the streets. Everybody done had it. Don't nobody else want it. You're just a convenience and a throwaway, right? You're not the thing that your father envisioned for you to be when it is that he decided to have you. He might as well have got rid of you before he had you, and you would have been better off, or our society would have been better off, because then we've actually had more people that contributes to the growth of the community instead of taking away from us. You passing around diseases. You got STDs and STIs. You're not honest. Your character is trash. You can't hold a job for longer than 6 months without getting fired. Every job that you have, and you still live in your mama's basement, you can't even wait for your parents to be able to die off so you can inherit their stuff and then sell it off, because it's not that black people never had an opportunity to purchase stuff. It's not that black people was never successful. It's not that black people never had ownership. It's that the people that came afterwards then sold off all of their mothers and their grandmothers' stuff because they couldn't wait to go out and get some more trees. You a smoker. That's all you do. Your lips is purple. You a dope fiend. You a user. You a lean head. You a coke head. You're nothing. You're a nuisance to the community. You shouldn't even be talking to us about what is best for the black community, because you cannot stay out of jail. You probably should have been to jail because you was going back to the high schools in order to pick up the young girls. Lucky enough, we didn't have social media during that time, because they would have called the police on you, and you would have been having them handcuffs and then having the metal bracelets so that we then can put you on the offenders list and know where it is that you are, so we can keep you 450 feet away from the school. You are nothing. You're nothing. And as a matter of fact, you so much of a nothing, I feel bad for even wasting my time talking to you. But there's a way. God forgives. God told Anton to forgive. God told Q to forgive, but Q said, I'm not a forgiving type. So I said, okay, Q, well, I gotta make sure that I do the work. It's a way. The first thing that you need to do is come to the conclusion that you are dusty. You need to admit who you are. You need to take accountability and responsibility for who you are. It's nobody else's fault. It's not modern men's fault. It's not modern women's fault. It's not your parents' fault. It's nobody else's fault. It's your fault. Own it. The minute that you start coming to the conclusion that I am a piece of trash, then we can start working with you. But do not a minute before you look in the mirror instead of looking out the window and you start pointing at it and you say, I'm a piece of trash. Do you send me an email saying, Anton, I need to book up a piece of your time? Because I'm booked up. I make more time every single day in order to make sure that I take care of the people that actually want to do the work. Don't waste my time. Okay, Pumpkin? All right. So that's just a reality check. It's almost March, y'all. It's almost March, meaning that you're wasting time. You will never get a minute of your time back. And we need you to start stepping into your purpose because you have a calling on your life and you're wasting it. And there's somebody else that could have utilized it more effectively because they actually want to do the right thing. They don't want to be out here looking like a dusty. All right. Let me read the super chats and then we're going to get into the show, ladies and gentlemen. Mass Man, shout out to Mass Man, says, shout out to Anton, but the Midwest is trash. Throw the whole region away. Anton, do you know it's only like 5 states that actually matter? Well, did you know that the Great Lakes hold about 75% of all of the world's fresh water? What I see happening is hurricanes is getting more strong. Weather and the water is warming up more. The sea levels is rising. And in a minute, some of the states that you love and value the most, Arizona is going to be too hot for you to be able to live in. Florida is going to be covered in water within the next 30 years. Keep saying that. We're going to talk about it. And Texas might be taken over by Mexicans. So that's a whole nother conversation. Tell me what states that matter, Marksman or Mass Man. I'm curious, but thank you for the fireball. I appreciate you. Don't let me go in on y'all raggedy states. I will go in on y'all raggedy states. Michigan is that deal. Came to mind at 11:21. 20 ball says, showing love while I sow, listen to you and look out of my land, which the Lord God gave me. Shout out to Kingdom Minded. I love your sentiment. I love your demeanor and I love your aura. You are awesome. Levi Apparel says, my black hero, save us and gave salvation. It's Jesus. Shout out to Levi Apparel. I appreciate you. The Uncle Tom is in the building, says, what up, Anton and all of the bag chaser almost got bills down to what we talked about. Just 535 left to cut, and we there. Anton, keep opening minds. Y'all don't know that the Uncle Tom, when y'all sitting there talking to him, he over there emailing me saying, Anton, make sure that we aligned on our next coaching call because Uncle Tom has made significant progress from a financial perspective on what it is that we set as the milestones in order to get him to the place that he need to be. Shout out to the Uncle Tom. And I like that profile picture. That's pretty dope. Q says, I love working from home. I'm listening to you on my stepper, getting a little workout, wearing an attire I can't wear at work while Netflix is on. That's my Q. She's special to me. I don't care if y'all look at her as the redheaded stepchild. She's special to me, and she had a phenomenal live stream yesterday. Mel Duke says, Anton, I sent you an email to get a coaching session yesterday. Always great content. Keep up the good work, brother. We are definitely going to be tapping into that email today. We had a lot of flights to take yesterday, Mel, so I'm certainly going to tap into that. Shout out to you. Quentin, my dog. Quentin, keep him a white woman, and he keep him a cool white woman, too. Shout out to Anton and his black V-necks. I don't like the circle necks. When I drop my merch in April, I'm going to drop it around my birthday, April 13th. When I drop my merch in April, and we're going to do pre-orders first, all of my T-shirts will probably be V-necks. I'm sorry. They'll probably be V-necks because I would not sell you anything that I don't love wearing myself. DJ Vapors Goat says, thanks for dropping gems. You are very much needed in these YouTube streets, and in the streets I am. Thank you for the fireball, my friend. Ray Sean is in the building, says the luckiest thing about bag chasers is our desire to grow. I agree with that. Shout out to everybody that made sure that they held us down with the super chats, the cash apps. You are very much appreciated. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Tap into the Alpha Juice Company, and then make sure you tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. Let's get into the show. Before we get into the show, I am telling you that I will open up the show. I will open up the panel for you guys to be able to cam up. If you have a question for me, if you have a comment, if you don't like what it is that I said and you said you want to continue to run in the Victim Olympics, if you are Sha'Carri Richardson's cousin, make sure that you cam up. I am going to drop the link in the show. I made time for y'all today. It's snowing outside. Well, it ain't snowing. It's kind of raining. It's not snowing. It's just cold. I made time for y'all to be able to cam up. So if you guys are ready to have that conversation, don't just type hard. Also cam up and then tell me what it is that you think. There's nothing that I dreaded more. Let me say it again for the people in the back. Let me put up my keys. I don't want you getting jealous because Anton got all of the big cars. Don't worry, I'm getting rid of them. I don't even care about cars anymore. I don't even get to drive them. All of my cars got less than 10,000 miles. Every last one of them, including the one I took to the airport yesterday. There's nothing I dreaded more talking about today. Nothing I dreaded more talking about today than T.I. and Boosie Boos. Boosie Boos. Now, you know how we are within the black community. We let the things that don't matter and the things that matter least take over what it is that we're talking about, what consumes us from an interest level. Now, Anton is not one to deny you from whatever it is that's going on in popular culture, but somehow, some way, we have to relate this back to how we can improve from, learn from it, or make modifications to how we do things, because it has to be a learning experience. I don't want to just be talking about this just for the sake of talking about it. I got my guy for that. And when we sitting around and we got the don't do coke in the bathroom sign on, and I got my guy coming through, and then I'm going to be in Dallas very soon. Shh. Charleston White, you know who it is. When I'm kicking it with my fellas, when Charleston go in, he breaks it down much more effectively than I ever could. My lane is trying to extract the game from it. I got 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. And so when I'm kicking it with people that know more about a specific subject, I'm looking to extract the game from it. His game is really being able to break it down on a level that I've not seen anybody break it down from. And we're really good friends. And I really love Charleston. That's my guy. That's my guy. But T.I. and Boosie Boos. The reason that I bring up Charleston White is because in the upcoming videos that I'm going to be dropping on the Anton Daniels channel, and then subsequently we're going to be moving them over into archive them on Don't Do Coke in the Bathroom, Charleston goes in on Boosie. Patreon members will get it uncensored first. But I mean, he goes in. Shout out to Sir Shy. He goes in on Boosie, and he goes in on T.I. I'm telling you, this is going to be one of the most dynamic interviews. I mean, he went in so hard, he got angry. But I will also say this. He was one of the people that called it first. Let me give you a little bit more insight, right? And being friends with people, I get to see things that other people are not privy to. And I'm going to play a video very shortly. I get to see things that other people are not privy to. I'm privy to information that other people are not familiar with. When Charleston fell out with Tony the Closer, and he talked about it, so it's nothing that's a hidden conversation, but he talked about it openly on my platform, and I released those videos. And if you want to go and check those videos out, you're more than welcome to do so at the Anton Daniels channel. One of the people that was a busybody, I mean, wasn't on no keeping it real type tough talk and all of this other type of stuff. One of the people that was so active in the streets, especially during that time, because Charleston had fell out with T.I.'s son based off of some of the stuff that T.I.'s son was saying. And then Boosie's son was together and all of that too, right? T.I.
was an active participant in trying to silence Charleston White. He called every platform and every friend that he can possibly find in order to try to prevent him from being able to get on these platforms to say what he wanted to say, and even tried to stop his money. Now, one thing that I will never do is, regardless of whether I like you or not, I'm not going to ever try to stop you from getting your money. I don't believe in cancel culture. I don't believe in doxing. I don't believe in any of that. So for him to be running around and calling every friend and every platform that he can find, to no avail, because you can't put that genie back in the bottle. And instead of him trying to make amends or trying to fix a situation, he thought that the internet was the streets. But what we found out was that how he operates in the streets is similar to how he's operating on the internet. He's a snitch, according to the streets. Now, I'm not a street guy, all right? So I've had to source information and material, specifically one video, because I'm not doing no deep dive on it. But I had to source information and material to better understand what was going on. And I want to add an additional caveat to this before we watch this video. How is it that, and I'm going to ask the question and then we're going to get into the video. How is it that the very people that you guys say capitalize off of your pain and trauma? Now, I don't say this because I don't care either way, but I got to call the hypocrites out. And the hypocrites are you. It's you. It's the ones that run in the Victim Olympics. It's the ones that say that it's systematic oppression. It's the ones that say that everybody else is benefiting off of your problems and your trauma and your pain. It's the ones that say that we should have ownership of all of these different things. How is it that, roll with me on this one, y'all. How is it that, because all of this started, let's talk about the inception of Boosie snitching, and then there's one player that is always in the middle and in the center of all of y'all infighting on a regular basis. This man has done more to get people locked up, according to y'all, not me, according to y'all. I'll read the comments. This man has stirred up more controversy and beef amongst y'all on the internet, according to y'all. This man sued Rick Ross. Vlad TV. Y'all make more appearances on Vlad. Y'all let this man make so much money and capitalize off of y'all. Y'all blow up the platform. And I'm more than comfortable in saying this because nobody has any strings on me. I don't need any alliances. I'm going to do what it is that I do anyway. Before we even get into the T.I. and Boosie beef, they not calling each other and figuring out what's really happening because they too busy talking to Vlad, a Jewish man that is making more money, got more subscribers than any of us combined. Got more subscribers than me and all of my platforms put together. Got more subscribers than Say Cheese TV. Got more subscribers than Ugly Money. Shout out to Ugly Money TV. I rock with you, big dog. Got more subscribers than Abba and Preach and everybody. Y'all sit here and whine about not keeping things internal. But the only thing that I see is y'all continuing to run to the person that y'all say are systematically oppressing y'all. And this is why, before we even get into the video, this is why I say I don't want to hear anything from y'all running in the Victim Olympics. This is why I say I don't want. Now, I don't disagree with anything that Vlad is doing because y'all the ones that's running to him and y'all the ones that's talking on his platform. How can I get mad at a dude that's getting money? I don't feel anything, but I'm calling a hypocrite and I'm calling a spade because y'all sit here and y'all talk all of this unity and black and this and T.I. and Boosie and black people need to. I don't want to hear nothing no more. I'm done. I'm done. I don't want to hear anybody. Vlad is the one that asked the question, knowing he's had Boosie on his platform 1,000 times, knowing that him, T.I.'s son, his son is supposed to be partners and players and all of this other type of stuff. They got each other's phone number. And now we sitting here having a conversation about what the codes of the streets is. Meanwhile, Vlad is sitting there in his stupidly put together outfits, but they cost a lot of money, capitalizing off of you guys fighting with each other and messing up each other's money. He making money off of y'all messing up each other's money. And then y'all want to get mad at Charleston for calling it out. Y'all want to get mad at Charleston for calling a spade. Charleston shouldn't be doing this. Oh, ye you hypocrites. Oh, ye you. See, you thought this was going to go that other way. This is the Millionaire Morning Show. We have candid conversation about the reality of what's going on. Please don't sit in my inbox. Please don't DM me. And please don't send me another message calling me what it is that I am. Before you call me anything, I need you, the same way that Charleston White sat here and he called Jay Prince and everybody down in Houston hypocrites. And the way that he did it was beautiful. Listen to what he said. Charleston said, listen, I can't believe that black people, the ones that say that they love each other and support each other the most and we need to align with each other. That's why I align myself with people based off of character, not color. He said, I can't believe y'all. You let these people tax y'all, control y'all, talk about what's going on in Houston, prevent y'all from being able to do shows and make money. I don't see him stopping Taylor Swift. I don't see him having Blake Shelton check in before they come to Houston. This is what Charleston said. I don't see him requiring Sam Smith to check in before he come out to Houston and get that bag. But we taxing that ass. We taxing that ass. This is the same thing. And this is why I say no matter where you go, Passport Bros, y'all run from America. Congratulations to y'all. Y'all can do whatever y'all want to do. I ain't stopping nobody from doing anything. But you still taking you with you. You get fired from your job, you go get another one. You still taking you with you. Doesn't matter how much money we get within the black community. It doesn't matter what the culture says. It doesn't matter any of that type of stuff. The biggest thing that we really need to pay attention to is how are we taking the same principles and habits and having them implemented across the board, whether it's hip hop, whether it's the streets, whether it's the internet, whether it's hypocrites. And this is why I show the receipts, because we need to be the thing that we advocate for. And then before we have anybody lead us, or we call anybody a leader or a pastor or somebody that we follow their advice or whatever, we need to make sure that we vet them effectively, because we need to know the character of the person and whether or not they're a reflection of the thing that they're advocating for. Because at any point, what you know about that can become the snitch. I'm going to go to Forgotten Kings. I like Forgotten Kings. I think Forgotten Kings does a phenomenal job of highlighting the different things that's going on in the streets. So we're going to go to Forgotten Kings to give us a better understanding of exactly what's happening and bring it all full circle before we start to have this conversation. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, turn on your notifications, and let's get it popping.
What's going on, world? It's Xiaomi Sensei Rip, and I'm back again with another video. Today we got T.I. finally addressing Boosie, calling him out on Vlad TV yesterday. That's right.
Y'all see that? Calling him out on Vlad TV. Vlad TV. Instagram, making a bunch of money. Vlad, making a bunch of money. YouTube, making a bunch of money. And then you know what we'll do? We'll start pocket watching each other and making sure that we ain't getting no money from it.
Right, y'all, for those who missed it, Boosie finally addressed the viral video of T.I. admitting to snitching on his deceased cousin, and we finally got T.I. responding. Before we get into what T.I. had to say, let's check out this clip so you can get context to what's going on, and I will catch you afterwards with T.I.'s response and my commentary. All right, with that being said, let's get right to it.
Police, pull us over. Pull us over. I have a gun. Why are we going through the court process? And so we caught no gun cases. Two died. And, you know, my lawyer said, well, you know, I can make everything go away if it was Tramel's. After he had passed, I had a talk with him.
What to say?
She said, I take all the charges you got.
T.I. is explaining. Now, never mind the fact that he never had to say anything at all. We all knew, but it was very hard for us to actually be able to substantiate it because we didn't know what we didn't know. We all knew that T.I. was a snitch. We all know that he's bad at comedy. We all know a lot of things, right? We all knew that it's no way you can catch those level of gun charges and be a felon and be able to skate off and come back and take care of your family and drop albums. But instead of him being quiet, he wanted to go ahead and substantiate what it is that we already knew. Now, it's one thing to think it. It's another thing to be made a fool of. It's another thing to be made a fool of. A lot of y'all was really rocking with him, and a lot of y'all really believed that what you know about that was the man. But he basically went on the internet and he said, listen, I talked to my dead homie, partner, cousin, whatever he is, and I laid all the charges at it. First of all, how dumb can you be? And maybe it's just some way, double jeopardy, statute of limitations. I don't know. How dumb can you be to come back and then talk about how you finessed the legal system by basically giving and laying all of the charges on somebody else falsely? First, you on the internet either lying to us or lying to the prosecutors and lying to the justice system and basically admitting that you finessed somebody. It's either us or it's them. Which one is it? Who did you finesse, T.I.? Did you finesse them and you admitting online, on the internet, talking about how it... Why do y'all have to have the... Why do people, when they do stuff, let's say you got away, why are you on the internet talking about it? Bro, you got a family. Is you Tiny King? I don't even know who the rest of his family is.
If you could walk away free and put it on me, goddamn right.
So is that what boys giving you shit about because you put it on?
Nah, hell no.
Okay.
Nah. Don't nobody even know about that. I just volunteered this. Don't nobody even know about that. I'm just being honest.
Yeah.
That's the only time that I done never said or gave no information about nobody. Because that's my cousin, my big cousin. He was dead, and he told me that it was okay.
Okay, so is that album coming out?
So he think it's funny, cool. His big cousin, he laid all the charges at the feet of his big cousin. Now, this says a lot about our justice system. It says a lot about the people that we advocate for and we love. This is the same person. I'm going to read the super chats throughout the show. I got y'all tagged. Thank y'all for contributing to the platform. These are the people that y'all look at as leaders. Remember, he was one of the biggest advocates for Jussie Smollett. Y'all forgot about that. Remember, he was one of the biggest advocates for Black Lives Matters. Y'all forgot about that. Remember, y'all was sitting there heralding him and having him on a stage because y'all thought that he was going to be an effective debater against Candace Owens. Y'all forgot about that. This is y'all leader. This is the person that y'all rock with. This is the person that you champion. This is the person that you herald. These are the people that you love the most and you celebrate and you buy their albums and you support them. And they are practically 50 years old, still trying to keep their street credibility. Let's continue.
No.
Oh, so you have a finished album with T.I. that's not coming out
No, because it ruined everything.
because of that.
It ruined everything. I woke up with...
Now, this is Boosie talking to Vlad about how the joint album that they had together and their friendship, now that T.I. is online talking about how it is that he snitched on his cousin in order to be able to get off the charges. This is Boosie talking to Vlad, the person that y'all said that y'all don't like the most, the person that y'all called on a regular a culture vulture. Let's continue.
my fucking phone, everything full. Like Boosie, you cannot do an album. Boosie, my real fans like Boosie, you the last one left.
Now, moments ago, T.I. responded to Boosie with a post that reads, yeah, so
let's read this post that T.I. put up. It says, well, I'm going to let him read it.
I don't know if it's you or your OG uncle that needs to see it, but I got
Twitter fingers on the internet, typing hard in the chat, posting long stories for people to read through. And they talk the way that they type the way that they talk, so you know it sounds ignorant. But let's continue.
my paperwork ready to show. Pull up. My number's the same and my address is the same. To get on the net and speak on issues you've never spoke to me about is leaving me to believe you've been hiding your heart this whole time. I'd never speak certain disrespect on your name/reputation about an if, homie. The convict code says when in doubt, pull the paperwork out. And if
The convict code, these are y'all heroes? The convict code, these are y'all heroes. These dudes live by a code allegedly that's based off of what convicts established. And then y'all wonder why we can't get ahead. So let's really summarize this before we go even further into what Twitter finger T.I. typed, right? Convict code either finesse the justice system or finesse us or both. Snitch, bad at comedy. Boosie, on the other hand, on Vlad, telling his thoughts because we've seen Boosie on Vlad before. I study different people that's doing great in these spaces, right? And on other subjects, Boosie specifically say, you know what, man, I ain't got nothing to say about that. He smoke his trees. I ain't got nothing to say about that, though, man. I'm good. But he felt comfortable. They sons hang out together. They do crime together. And he felt comfortable enough to be able to speak on this specifically when that's supposed to be his homeboy. What examples do we have in the black community in which we're really, really leaning into the thing that's best for us?
If you ain't did that, keep your mouth shut. Now, I don't know what type of time you're on, but I say again, if it was a question or confusion about anything I said, you could have called and asked. So you could report back and tell your OG, or you could have pulled up and checked the black and white like I'm offering now.
Ain't nobody pulling up to your house. A, ain't nobody coming to your house. B, what do you mean go and talk to your OGs? These dudes is like 40 and 50 years old. I thought they were the OGs. So the OGs got OGs. Is that what it is? These is 40 and 50-year-old men that go and got to tap in with the convict code even though they free to go and check the paperwork.
Either way, I'm not bound to anyone's opinion of me because what they think will never outrule what I know. So don't wonder.
I'm not bound to anybody's opinion of me, but I'm Twitter fingers on here. Okay, cool.
No more, homie. Answer the if. Pull up and report back to the rest of the homies whose opinions matter so much to you. Because I could give a F about what any person thinks about me. The tail shall never wag the dog. Leadership leads with facts and stats.
Leadership leads. The tail should never wag the dog. Is this a Twitter rap battle? Are these still y'all heroes? Are these the people that y'all rock with?
We don't follow no fantasy land-ish. Remember that. And I ain't bending my knees for nothing or fearing nothing but God. So come on and see what you're speaking about so next time you can speak intelligently. Boosie, I expected more from you. This ish ain't solid. Obviously, I thought we was something we wasn't.
So, let's step back for a minute, ladies and gentlemen. Let's step back for a minute. Let's really analyze this. We got two grown men, convicts specifically, felons, leading our children, having conversations with supposedly how y'all identified culture vultures and ops, being chatty patties on the internet and telling all of their business so that they can then get themselves in even deeper water as far as with the feds or with authorities. Am I the only person that's not seeing this? Am I the only person that's looking a little bit deeper and really paying attention to the impact that this is having on our communities as we continue to champion these people as our leaders? You don't even need to worry about, shout out to Bill & Co. You don't even need to worry about women. Y'all ain't got to worry about what y'all on here snitching on yourselves. Y'all telling on yourselves. Y'all sounding like fools. Y'all kicking it with your supposed oppressors. And y'all having a fallout publicly. A fallout publicly for the general population to see. That's all been manufactured and put together by your so-called culture vulture. Okay, cool. I'm with it. So here's the thing. Here's the thing, y'all. And again, I'm very much confused. Here's the thing. Who are our leaders? Is it because they can rap good? Is it because they can dress good? Is it because they talk that talk? I said it before. I'm going to say it again. Black culture. I want you to hear me very clearly. I don't want you to say that I misspoke or anything. I said what I mean, and I mean what I said. And I said it again. Black culture, specifically, the things that we champion the most is trash. Black culture and the things that we champion the most. I don't care how good it sounds to you. I don't care who your favorite rapper is. I don't care whose album is coming out next. And the things that we champion the most is absolutely trash. You're more than welcome to be able to cam up and have this conversation with me. At the end of the show, I'm gonna open it up for y'all. Let me read some of the super chats. Sir Shy says Boosie is very strict on no snitching code. Sad. Shout out to Sir Shy. Also says, not gonna lie, Anton, I want to hear their album. At least you're being honest. Christian Bailey, shout out for the 10 ball from Christian Bailey. I appreciate you for supporting the platform. You're very much welcome to come here anytime, my friend. Shout out to Rickster. Rickster said, hit the like button. This live stream is awesome. Thank you, Anton, for giving us the gems. Thank you. Thank you, Rickster, for the 5 ball, and thank you for supporting the platform. You are very much appreciated, my friend. I love you. I absolutely love you. Bill & Co. Make sure y'all go and look up Bill & Co. on Instagram. We got some dope products. Said the lack of evolution with hip-hop artists is sad. You don't see Jay-Z moving like this. Side note, I have another package heading your way, Anton. Much respect as always. Make sure y'all look at Bill & Co. I actually follow him on Instagram myself. Oh, and another thing. And shout out to you for the 20 ball, Bill & Co. I appreciate you. If y'all see any Instagram accounts that is pretending, I don't care if people make an Instagram account of me or whatever kind of pages y'all make, but if they're mimicking my page and they are reaching out to you or they're doing things acting like they are me, please screenshot it. Please send it to me. I am getting everything removed that people are trying to use in order to finesse my audience. I am never going to reach out to you on Instagram looking to do business, looking to give you my WhatsApp, looking to, bring you into a special group. The only special group I got is the Bag Chasers, and that link is in the Patreon as well as pinned to the top of the chat. Spencer Campbell with the 5 ball says, good afternoon, Anton. We only rock with you. Get my likes up, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Spencer, for holding me down, big dog. Dom says, BP are far ahead. It's the ninjas getting left behind. It's the ninjas getting left behind. Y'all know what he's saying. Draw a line in the sand. Black people are far ahead. It's the ninjas that's getting left behind. Everyone else does. Why can't we? Oh, we are. That's why we the Bag Chasers. Shout out to Dom for the 5 ball. I appreciate y'all. Thank you for every super chat. I'm going to continue to read it throughout the show. Hit a like for the YouTube algorithm. Subscribe to the channel and turn on your notifications. Now, let's go and tackle another one of our heroes. Ciara, this beat is automatic, super hypnotic, funky fresh. Ain't that the song with Missy? Missy produced that album. Ciara. Now I have another theory about Ciara. All right. I got another theory about Ciara. Ciara got a new song that's coming out called The Girls, apparently. Ciara has another song coming out called The Girls. And she's been getting a lot of flack and a lot of love and support. Now, there's a lesson in this. And it's beyond the whole modern woman conversation. Come on, y'all. Follow me down this path. There's a lesson in this. And it's bigger than the modern woman conversation. I need y'all to tap in. I need y'all to really, really, really be focused on this one, all right? So I know there's a possibility that this live can get demonetized with me playing the music, but I'm going to play it anyway. Simply because I think that it makes the best conversation and it adds the most context into the conversation. by showing you the actual clip that she dropped on her live stream or on her Instagram or whatever it is that she dropped it on. And then we're going to have this conversation and I'm going to break it down for y'all. Please don't get confused. Please don't be bamboozled. And please do not be led astray. I am going to break the game for you down about this whole Ciara situation, all right? Y'all ready? All right, Ciara.
Okay, so Annie, can you play it from your acapella? Play the girls from your acapella up front on the first half, and then on the second half, drop the beat in.
Yeah.
Okay, sweet.
This is why the girls get money.
All right, so before we continue this, let's mine this out, right? Somebody is standing there with a camera. The camera is not floating on its own. I'm sure that technology is to come sometime in the near future. Somebody is standing there with a camera recording this. This is planned. This is planned, ladies and gentlemen. It starts recording at the spot where she starts telling the engineer, okay, we're going to start off of this on a song that is already recorded, and it looks like it's already mastered. It sounds like it's already mastered, ladies and gentlemen. Come on, y'all. Roll with me on this one, all right?
This is for the girls that don't need no man. This is for the girls that's in love with themselves. This is for all the girls that done did it by themselves.
This is for the girls that don't need no man. This is for the girls that love themselves. This is for the girls that do it for themselves. Whatever, right? We get it. Similar to the Beyonce single ladies. It's similar to, the whole 9 yards. I'm going to tell you why Ciara is smarter than you. So you thought that I was going to kill Ciara as a result of this. I'm going to tell you why Ciara is smarter than you.
For all the girls that's INDEPENDNT. This for all the girls that be living stress free. This for all the girls on a mission like me. This
Now I can go over the lyrics. I can break it down. I can go into all of the stuff that y'all want me to go into as far as holding Ciara accountable and helping y'all to understand how she leading all of her black women into a burning house and all of this other type of stuff. But let's continue a little bit.
for all the girls around the world. This for all the girls around the world. Yeah.
All right. Y'all following? Y'all rolling? Let's continue.
This is for my girls. This is for my girls. This is for my girls.
It's so good. It's so
It's so good. It's so good. It's so good. All right. So now that you got the context of what everybody is falling out about, now that you've heard a snippet of her upcoming song, let me help you to understand why Ciara is smarter than you. Now, in order for us to really break this down, we need to go back in time. Ciara, former girlfriend / a person that was dating numerous different celebrities, including A, 50 Cent, B, Bow Wow. Now, a lot of people will say Bow Wow is a stain on her record. However, we looking at it in hindsight. At the time she was talking to Bow was still hot. All right. So 50, Bow, Future, and whomever else y'all can find or not find. Those are just the most visible people. But then she had a baby with Future. And then one of the things that a lot of the guys were complaining about, and a lot of the people were complaining about, is that she was a bad example. And even to the point to where women had been following her every footstep of the way because their life was more of a reflection of hers, except for they were doing it on a much, 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 much lower level. They baby daddy wasn't Future. They baby daddy was John from down the street. Okay? They dating history wasn't Bow and 50. They dating Future was Wolf and 30. You know what I'm saying? Like, they had a much, much lower level of dating history with worse people and horrible baby fathers with multiple different people. But then women start citing what they called the Ciara prayer. They start citing what they call a Ciara prayer. The Ciara prayer is basically, for those of you that are not familiar, The Ciara prayer is basically send me a good man despite my past because I'm tired of being single and it's time for me to settle down. It doesn't matter who I am. Doesn't matter if I'm a baby mama. Doesn't matter. I don't have to necessarily take responsibility and accountability for my actions. Send me a good man. And boy, if God is real, if her God is real, he worked a miracle. That's why they called it the Ciara's prayer, because it's not actually really doing any work. It's actually hoping that you can put your past behind you because you deserve a good man, right? And God worked a miracle. Not only did God send her a good man, he sent her the cream of the crop. Russell Wilson ain't even supposed to be with a Ciara. Russell Wilson is supposed to be with a white woman. Y'all don't want to hear that. Everybody in the chat or everybody that's rewatching this right now, you know that Russell Wilson is the prototype for talking to a white woman. If I'm wrong, if I'm lying, I'm flying. Russell Wilson is not supposed to be with you black heifers. Not with you heifers. That's the difference between black women and heifers. Russell Wilson should not be even entertaining these heifers, as my boy Hank would say. You heifers. Russell Wilson ain't even supposed to be looking y'all way, and y'all sitting here talking about she got her a good one. No, if anybody is a unicorn, Russell Wilson. No kids, strong jawline, good hair, supposed to be dating white women, one of the top quarterbacks, and he had just got a new contract. And he was willing to simp out and be your baby daddy, and he taking pictures with somebody else's kids. Oh. How we gonna compete now? How can you compete when Russell Wilson is out here messing up the game? He's not even supposed to be with you. Russell Wilson is supposed to be doing the same thing as Michael Jordan. And when you get with a white girl. Russell Wilson is supposed to be Kanye before Kanye with Kim K. Except for he's supposed to go and get him a ski. You know what? Y'all know what a ski is? Yeah, do y'all know what a ski is? A lot of y'all not familiar. I'm gonna bring y'all into the game. Russell Wilson is supposed to be with a ski. A Sarah Stepanski. Nicole Kowalski. Karen Hyeneski. Y'all so jealous of these white women. Don't be jealous. Ciara got her one. You can too. But Russell flipped the script on y'all. He said, listen, I'm not listening to Kevin Samuels. I'm listening to Boyce Watkins. I'm going to get me Ciara. This beat is automatic. Funky fresh. And he bought her. Not only is he a good father, he bought her master's bag. You'll never, ever be able to compete with Russell Wilson. Never, ever. He bought her master's bag. Not only is Ciara better than you, but she's smarter than you because she was able to be for the streets, and then she's still twerking on the internet, and he ain't tripping. He out there, hut, 1, 2, 1, throwing these football passes, taking pictures with her, taking her to the galas, places she never would have ever been able to see in her life, sitting with who's who. So much so now you praying to Ciara's prayer. You're praying Ciara's prayer. Lord, send me. Y'all know how y'all pray. Lord, send me my Russell. Send me my Russell. Lord, you see me. You see my kids. We tired of going to work every day and it's cold outside. Send me my Russell. Ciara got y'all praying. She got a whole prayer named after her now. You know what I'm saying, Centennial G? I'm reading Super Chat shortly. I'll see y'all over in the chat doing what y'all do. I got to cook. So not only did she get what she wanted, now she finessing y'all. Y'all know how she finessing y'all? Do you think that she really is a supporter of single women out here being independent, doing what they want to do when she was over here monkey branching from Future straight over to Russell? You think that Ciara really holding y'all down? And that's the finesse. Ciara is to modern women what Boosie and T.I. is to modern men. Ciara is to modern women what T.I. and Boosie is to modern men. They sold y'all a dream while they was out there snitching. She's selling y'all the same thing that Beyonce's selling y'all while she over there living in her house with the guitar on a plush carpet with a hockey jersey on and a diamond necklace with her hair in the back and a nanny taking care of her kids talking about y'all independent woman. She don't believe in what she's saying. She dropped the preview just so you can talk about. Listen, I am a part of the Matrix. I am the person that's talking about Ciara. When have I ever did a live stream on Ciara? This is the Millionaire Morning Show. At what point in my life have I ever did a live stream on Ciara specific? How long have I ever talked about Ciara? We got a lot of people in here. These likes is low. We got a lot of people in here, and these likes are egregiously low for the amount of people that we got in here. We got well over 1,000, well over 1,100, well over 1,200 people in here, and these likes is low, and I'm cooking like this for y'all. When have I ever talked about Ciara? She created the controversy. She learned how to market herself more effectively. She did the thing that y'all didn't expect for her to do so that we can have a conversation about her. And then it just re-energized whatever base that she had or whomever wasn't paying attention to her, whoever was supporting Lizzo, whoever was supporting all the rest of these modern women. And now it's Ciara's turn in order to get the bag as a result of y'all getting finesse and to really thinking that she believes what it is that she believes, when in reality, it's all pre-planned and marketed to you in this stellar package. It's not a leak. It's intentionally put out. It's not a mistake. She's marketing herself effectively. She's going to sell more records than she would have ever sold as a result of finessing y'all than having y'all really get upset while she's sleeping in her big king-size bed with her children that are being fathered and taken care of by multiple different men. And you thought that this was the move. You thought that she made a mistake. No, she is very into. She playing chess, and y'all out here playing checkers. All of the women, modern women, is falling into the trap, and then she figured out how to get the men to talk about her too, in order to energize the modern women to defend her, and then make sure that they support her, because the song ain't even that hot. Not in my opinion. I actually like their second album. The song ain't even that hot. But y'all are going to fall for the finesse, and I'm encouraging you not to do so. Actually, I'm encouraging you to do so because why not? Why not? She already won. She already got y'all saying her prayer. So let's get into it. Listen, before we go, and I'm going to drop the link in the description or the link in the chat for y'all to be able to cam up and give me whatever thoughts y'all want to give me based off of the conversations that we having today. If you got a question for me specifically, make sure you jump on camera. And I'm going to make sure that you're taken care of. Also, on top of that, make sure you tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat, and then tap into the Alpha Juice Company. We love Alpha Juice. Let me read some of these super chats before we move on. My dog Quentin says, shout out to the beautiful Milk of Magnesia. White women delegation, you are love. Shout out to my white women is in the building. Centennial G says, man, listen, as my dog TLA says, Weirdo Russ was with Amy in the beginning, but she ran the Legion of Boom Boom Room on his wide receivers. Ooh, you know what you're talking about, big dog. Broncos country, let's ride. She missed out on the bag. Let's see. Kratos Raptor 85 says, I was never a fan of Vlad TV, even more So even more so after he set up Tommy Sotomayor with a fake interview when he had Tariq Nasheed run in on Tommy with the toy train talking like, take your coon train. Vlad is I didn't know about that. I don't know anything about that whatsoever. I'm going to have to do a little bit of research. Shout out to Dom. Dom says they can't make music about being in a successful relationship because then they will no longer be relatable. Thank you for the fireball, my friend. Again, hit a like for the YouTube algorithm, subscribe to the channel, tap into the Patreon. If you need to get in touch with me personally, email me at antondaniels413@gmail.com, and I'm going to get you set up for a Zoom call or a personal call. I want to leave you with something, and I always got to give you some meat that allows for you to be able to leverage more information to make informed decisions on what's going on in our economy and the money, right? After y'all got finessed by T.I. and Boosie, after I just went off on y'all about y'all being lazy, after we talked about how Ciara did a master marketing plan and literally just duplicated what Beyonce did, and she's doing it times 10 now because social media is more powerful now, I want to actually have a conversation with y'all specifically about corporate landlords. One of the reasons why I'm so dedicated, and shout out to Saray Conception. I'm reading Super Chat. Shout out to Centennial G. I'm rocking with y'all. One of the reasons why I'm so adamant about continuously investing in real estate, paying off the mortgages, continuing to expand my empire, and so on and so forth, because I'm not competing against other buyers. I'm competing against corporate entities now. When I say that the last frontier, and I've been telling y'all this for a long time, the last frontier for success when it comes to your ability to be able to leverage what it is that you have in order to get a slice of the American pie, and then hopefully one day at some point become a millionaire, was real estate. Either you got to figure out how to add value into a company, you got to figure out how to add value from a business owner's perspective and market yourself effectively, or you can leverage assets such as real estate in order to continue to be successful. Most people that are millionaires are not millionaires as far as their earnings. They're millionaires because their assets, and their biggest asset more than likely is their home, and the value of your home minus what it is that you owe to the mortgage company shows what your net worth is and the equity that you have in that property. Let me break it down for y'all again for the people that's not good at math. I'm not good at math. The value of your home, let's say your home is worth $500,000. You owe $250,000 on it more, right? That means that the equity that you have in that home is $250,000. $500,000 minus $250,000 leaves you with $250,000. That means that contributes into your net worth. That's a contribution into your net worth of $250,000. Now, that is secure as long as you do not pull the value out of that home. When you take a home equity line of credit, when you pull money out in order to be able to go to Tulum and have a good time, you want to refinance and all of this other type of stuff, then your net worth goes down and you're not being able to substantiate how it is that you're building up a nest egg that would allow for you to be able to retire successfully, okay? So I want to play a video specifically for you guys, and I want to break this down. And shout out to everybody in the chat with a super chat. I'm absolutely positively going to read y'all super chats, and I'm going to open this up for y'all. I want to play this video really quickly, and I want to break down to you what you're really competing against silently. What you're really competing against silently. This is something that's not being advertised because the only person that they're going to show you is somebody that's looking to buy homes. They're not going to show you the corporate entities that you're truly competing against. Let's get into the show.
There are many problems in the modern housing market, but the biggest one for Americans tends to be the price.
Prices rose 40% from the start of the pandemic.
In the final quarter of 2022, the typical U.S. home sold for a record-shattering $468,000. That's unaffordable for most Americans, leaving them to rent.
The housing costs are completely out of line with wages.
Some members of Congress believe Wall Street is a part of the problem.
What's outrageous is your tax dollars are helping Wall Street buy up single-family homes. You're subsidizing Wall Street.
Massive private equity firms like Blackstone and Pradium Partners have backed a relatively new breed of homeowner, the corporation. This growing industry buys or builds single-family homes and then rents them out.
We hear from community organizers that are door knocking in certain neighborhoods.
So listen. Let me break this down from a C student's perspective for you guys, for those of you in the back that really don't get it. What they're basically telling you is that the reason, or one of the main reasons why home prices are skyrocketing, is because you're competing against people that have an ungodly amount of resources and money in order to be able to force you into being a renter instead of allowing for you to buy homes at a reasonable price. These corporate entities are also one of the reasons why inflation when it comes to housing are astronomical. Back during the pandemic when I hit a pause on buying real estate, because I don't believe in overpaying for anything. Back during the pandemic when I hit a pause on real estate, right? People were paying over $100,000, $150,000. I've even seen a situation where somebody paid over $200,000 over asking price for a property with no home inspection. No home inspection. The inventory was so low, not only because it was the perfect storm of a pandemic, people looking to make sure that they bought homes at the rate that they bought homes because it had largely been predicted that the Fed was going to raise rates in order to lower and slow inflation. But also on top of that, one of the biggest pieces of the puzzle that very few people actually paid attention to was that in order to protect themselves and to make sound investments because they can manipulate and control the market based off of the demand is one of the very few things that the federal government has no control over, was corporate entities started making investments into real estate at a mass level, which affected you personally. And so while you were sitting there talking about George Floyd, Black Lives Matters, while you were sitting there being distracted about abortion rights and who's going to be in the Supreme Court nominee, while you was over there being distracted by what's going to happen in Ukraine or whatever, so on and so forth, as usual, the people that got their eyes on the prize and that's paying attention to what's happening in the news perspective in order to make themselves more informed on how it is that they need to move financially were making the moves to snatch the American dream right from under your feet. They were making moves to snatch the American dream from under your feet.
And are just surprised by how many of the homes on a particular block will be owned by a corporate landlord.
Industry advocates say corporate landlords play a critical role in addressing the nationwide housing crisis.
What we have in housing in the United States is a chronic shortage since the financial crisis.
And so the question really is, how do we fill that gap? Is the answer incentivizing new housing development, new housing investment, new market participation?
Nope.
What's behind the rise of corporate landlords? And how, if at all, will the government regulate them?
They can't.
As of 2023, corporate landlords only command a small portion of the rental housing in this country. The vast majority of all rental units, including apartments, are owned by individual, small-time investors.
And that won't be the case going forward because they have exponential growth and they're starting to see a market for themselves, an opportunity that is largely going to be unregulated because each state and each city operates like its own entity. Pay attention, y'all.
But there's growing focus on single-family homes.
Institutions, large companies, only account for about 1% of all the rental housing in the United States and only about 2% of the single-family rental housing.
There's a small but mighty group of companies that lead the industry.
So Pretium is the parent company for a company called Progress Residential that owns about 90,000 homes. They were started by Don Mullen, who came out of Goldman Sachs' mortgage group. Invitation
Own 90,000 homes. Are you hearing what I'm saying to you? They own 90,000 homes.
Homes was started by Blackstone, but Blackstone sold their position a long time ago. They own about 80,000 homes. American Homes for Rent, which was started by Wayne Hughes, they own about 60,000 homes. There's a company called Tricon Residential that's out of Canada. And then there's one called Amherst. Those are the big five.
In recent years, corporate landlords have been most active in the Sun Belt. In 2021, corporations bought 28% of all the homes sold in Texas.
And guess where all of the black people are running to? Guess where when you go and you talk about home envy and you put in all of these hashtags of what's happening on the internet and so on and so forth, guess where the overwhelming majority of the people are going? If you want to go or you want to know where all of the money is being ran up from a corporate entity perspective, the only thing you have to do is look at where black people are migrating. Hear me out. You're not paying attention to what I'm telling you because you're in your emotions right now. Link is pinned to the top of the chat if you want to be able to cam up and come up here and ask me a question or you got a comment or concern. Wherever you see the majority of black people running to, that is where the most money is being extracted from a financial perspective in every industry. Right now, every black person in America is shunning Atlanta and they trying to get down to Houston. They not going down into Austin in order to go and work for Tesla. They not moving over into San Antonio where the majority of the girls is big and they eat them churros. Shout out to Charles Barkley. They not even necessarily trying to migrate over into Dallas. They going to Houston, Texas. Do you know where the majority of the homes are being built and bought up by corporate entities? It's where you're going to put your money, honey. You're so busy looking at the culture from black people and whether or not the Migos is going to be down there and what Jay Prince is doing down there. And you don't even understand that the majority of the people that's making money, all you got to do is follow the money. Follow the corporate entities and where they're dedicating a majority of their resources. They spent the majority of their money buying up the real estate down in Texas. What do you think is happening right now?
That figure was 19% in Georgia and 16% in Florida. Companies like Pradium and Blackstone.
Georgia, Florida, Texas. Georgia, Florida, Texas. Where are the majority of the Californians and the New Yorkers that have a lot of money that sold their homes? Where are they also spending all of their money and renting y'all out of?
Target these markets. Blackstone in particular has held large stakes in several companies that dominate the region. Rent hikes for single-family homes in this region have outpaced other parts of the country. Since the onset of the pandemic, rents for a two-bed detached home increased about 43% in Phoenix. They're up 44% in Tampa and 35% in Atlanta. That's compared to 24% nationwide. Experts say that many of the properties bought up by institutional groups were previously owned by people who were destabilized in recent recessions.
Are y'all hearing what's being communicated? The majority of the homes were you selling your home that was left to you from your parents. The majority of the homes are people that are destabilized based off a recession. If you go and look at the numbers and you try to understand, okay, who are the majority of the people that are destabilized by the recession? It's middle-class America. It's women, black women specifically, and what y'all like to identify as the people that's operating within the Victim Olympics. People of color. The destabilization happens within your environment, your culture, your neighborhood. And then as these things are bought up, they're sold back to you or they're leased to you. Let me break this down. I'm not going to even deep dive too heavy into this. If y'all want to go over and y'all want to watch this on CNBC, you're more than welcome to. Do your own research, okay? I just wanted to give you a little bit of a taste. We have a lot of these conversations within our environment and we talk about ownership. Own everything. But we're all misguided because our idea of ownership is all based off of starting a business. When you start a business, all you're doing is creating another job for yourself, okay? Hear me out. I'm talking very slow, on purpose, so you can understand what I'm saying. When we talk about ownership, when other people, when other cultures, when corporate America, when Wall Street talks about ownership, they talk about owning assets. Your business is not necessarily an asset. It's just meaningful to you. Your business is not necessarily an asset. It's just meaningful to you. If it's not income generating and if it does not increase and beat the rate of inflation over time, then it's not a growing asset. It's not a revenue generating asset. It's not something that they care about. Do you know why they're buying up all of the catalogs and why they're buying up John Legend and Future and they recently bought Murder Inc. and all of these other. Do you know why they buying the majority of these catalogs? You know who had the game first? Prince and Michael Jackson. As much as they were competing with each other from a creative perspective, They were also more in tune with how it was that they were supposed to be operating from a business perspective. Michael Jackson owned the Beatles catalog. Prince wouldn't even do a song with you unless you owned what it is that you were doing. Ownership is an asset that you can then in the future or currently continue to make revenue off of. Do you know why it's so important for me to make sure that I exclusively and continuously create content, especially with some of the most dynamic people, regardless of whether or not it get a whole lot of views or not? Is because the content catalog, they're now buying up YouTubers and content creators' catalogs in order to be able to leverage that as an asset. Data, information, income generation, revenue, anything that continues to make money or appreciate over time is an asset. Ownership now. Let me give you a comparison, right? For those of you in the back that really don't understand what I'm saying, because I'm going to break it down from a C student's perspective. Ownership does not mean just owning everything that you buy. You got finessed. When they told you you're not balling unless you own your car, they lied to you because you don't even know how to properly depreciate. If y'all not a part of the Patreon, link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. You'll be able to ask Pocket Watching with JT coming on the platform on an upcoming webinar. Anything that you want to ask him about how it is that you need to be leveraging assets, your business, how you need to be setting up everything, so on and so forth, right? You bought the car, but the car is depreciating. You did buy it in your regular name and you didn't even put it in your business name. It didn't even meet the threshold for the weight requirement for you to be able to write it off from a business perspective. You could have leased it in your business name and wrote off the entirety of the payment, the insurance, and all of the maintenance that goes along with it, including your mileage. Because you don't understand how money works, you let these rappers and all of these people that are supposed to be cultural icons sell you on a depreciating asset. That means that the minute that you drive it off the lot is worth less than what you paid for it. Meanwhile, institutional investors, if you actually want to know how you're supposed to move in your personal life, institutional investors are paying and buying out entire neighborhoods and cul-de-sacs. I told y'all that I paid off, again, and I'm going to say it again because I show the receipts, $163,000 on the final mortgage that I own for my business. The day after I paid it off, I got a rent payment from that same property for $2,500. That means that property specifically, even if I don't take depreciation, tap into the Patreon, is going to be netting me at least $30,000 a year in profit. Some of y'all don't even make $30,000 a year. That property, with no putting that money back into the mortgage and servicing the loan, will generate, that property alone, let alone all of the rest of the properties, are going to be generating at least $30,000 per property. Cars depreciate when you drive them off the lot. This is worth more than what I paid for it, and I get to wear it and enjoy it. I need you to understand how money works. I need you to follow the money. I need you to follow exactly what's going on so you can better understand how you can leverage what's going on in the system in order to make more informed decisions on how it is that you can make more money yourself personally. Don't hate them. Don't hate the people that's doing well. I remember when Donald Trump, and it came out that he only paid $700 in income taxes, and everybody was mad at him. The first thing I wanted to know is how did he do it so that I can try to implement it myself legally. Come on, man. We got to start doing things differently. I see it's nobody that actually has a question, so we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. We got to start doing things differently so that we can leverage our assets to make more money for us. Everything you do, it should be intentional. The point of this show is not for me to get on you so that you can start feeling a certain type of way about the fact that you're not doing what you're supposed to do. It's to give you the inspiration on how it is that you need to start divesting yourself from the people that we call leaders today within our culture and start aligning yourself with a group of people that's going in the direction that you're going in. I love you. I appreciate you. Let me read some of these super chats before we get up out of here. Saray Conception says, Anton, I appreciate you and your insight. Thank you, love, and thank you for the fireball and holding me down. I really, really do appreciate it. Centennial G with the fireball says, right there with my brothers of the white woman delegation. I got my reparations and generalization wealth. Dr. Umar. Shout out to Centennial G. Ty says, just popping in after seeing your appearance on Coach Greg Adams' channel. Shout out to you. You've got some good content. Thank you, Ty. And shout out to Coach Greg Adams. I think that he has some phenomenal content also. Levi the Lamb says, man, I'm trying to start a political podcast. How would you suggest I go about it and monetize it? Well, Levi the Lamb, within the Patreon, I have a video that specifically breaks down how it is that you can monetize and how you should move when it comes to content creation. I think it's probably the last video that I dropped. It's a top video that's on Patreon right now. Go into Patreon, watch that video. I show you all of the money. I show you how you're able to market yourself effectively. And I actually got a part 2 that's coming on the Patreon after I do the webinar with Pocket Watching with JT. So Levi the Lamb, tap into that. I think that you'll find it to be very, very useful. Also, shout out to Brock. Brock says, pass a love offering. I appreciate your information and wisdom. I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all. I thank y'all for tapping in every day. I thank y'all for supporting the new format that we got going on over here at AntonDaniels.com. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. Hit a like for the YouTube algorithm. The link to the Patreon is in the description. If you want to know how much the Patreon is, all you got to do is tap the link and it'll open up for y'all. Listen, I love you. I appreciate you. Do the thing that's in your own best interest. I only get on you because I love you, and that's why y'all receive me, all right? We're going to do it again tomorrow. Every Monday through Friday, we get it in. I love y'all, but I need y'all to do me one more favor. Oh, wait, before I get up out of here, I definitely got to give an acknowledgement to Carl Pro Cut. Says, what up, brother? I was just talking about the same thing with one of my clients today. Keep teaching, brother. The good ears are listening and take notes. Thank you, Carl Pro Cuts. I appreciate you, and thank you, everybody that's holding me down on this platform. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I need y'all to do me one more favor before we get up out of here, though. Make sure you share this with your family and friends. We absolutely, positively do not want to be successful for ourselves. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Be selfish before you selfless, because you can't pour into anybody without pouring into your cup first. Make sure your cup runneth over, and then we can align with each other in order to do some great things. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Share this with your family and friends. I'm out.